Hi friends, I am Dr. Pratap Sinato. I have done MD in forensic medicine. And today we'll discuss about general toxicology. Mainly in this chapter we'll discuss about what do we mean toxicology, forensic medicine applicable in toxicology, then what are the preventions, laws in toxicology, what are different modes of administration of poisons, what is poison, uh, elimination of poison, different first aid of poisons, and common methods of elimination of poisons and all those medical aspects. In this video, first introduction, we'll just talk about different definitions and laws pertaining to toxicology. Coming to definition, toxicology is a science which deals with properties, actions, toxicity, fatal dose, detection, estimation of, interpretation of, results of toxical analysis, and treatment of poisons. So it deals with every aspect of any substance, what are its properties, what are its action on the body, whether it is toxic, if it is toxic, what is the fatal dose, how it can be detected in the body, how much is fatal, how to interpret the result of toxical analysis, and all this is dealt by toxicology. When this knowledge is applied for the legal aspect, that becomes a forensic toxicology. So forensic toxicology deals with medical and legal aspects of harmful effects of chemicals on human body. So anything which is harmful to the human body, chemical which is harmful to the human body, and its medical and legal aspect is dealt with forensic toxicology. Coming to poison, so poison is a substance. So it can be a solid substance, liquid substance, or gaseous substance, which is introduced into the living body or brought in contact with any part thereof, will produce ill health or death by its constitution or local effects or both. So poison may be a substance, it may be solid, liquid, or gas. When it is introduced into a living body, so if it is introduced in a living body and or it brought in the contact, so if it is even in the contact with the skin or thereof, it produces ill health or it may cause death by itself or its both local effects and both. So by itself or constitutional part of that are both. In this definition, it does not include medicines. So medicines in small quantity it becomes a medicine, but in large amount the same medicine becomes a poison. So that is not included in the definition. And bacteria toxins or snake venoms are also not included in this definition. So this is an incomplete definition. And for that, there is clinical toxicology. There is a separate definition for that, which deals with human diseases caused by or associated with abnormal exposure to chemical substances. So clinical toxicology mainly deals with anything substances which produces harmful effect, causes or any harmful effect because of a chemical is considered as clinical toxicology. Toxinology separately they are included for mainly for toxins obtained from animals. So toxins produced by living organisms which are dangerous to man, like poisonous plants, venoms of snakes, spiders, bees, etc., and bacteria and fungal toxins. So all these are included in has toxinology, separate then has a poison or toxicology. Coming to laws on poison, so different laws which have been passed throughout the year in India for mainly to control manufacturing of poisons, growing of plants which are poisonous. Those are all dealt by these laws. The first is the Poisonous Act 1919, which regulates the import of, possession, and sale of any poisons. Next, the Drug Cosmetic Act 1940, which regulates the import, manufacture, distribution, and sale of all kinds of drugs, which may be poisonous or non-poisonous. Any patent or proprietary medicine should display a label or container, either the true formula or list of ingredients contained in it. So anything which a new drug has been manufactured has to be labeled or patented, has to be properly labeled, contents has to be known, side effects has to be mentioned. This act also made to form a drug technical advisory board to establish central drug laboratory and to mainly to aid in advice both in central and state government. This advisory board has formed. Next came the Drug and Cosmetic Rules 1945 after 1940. They are framed under the Drugs Act 1940 to regulate the importation of drugs, the functions, the procedure of Central Drug Laboratory, the appointment of licensing authorities, and manufacture and distribution of sales of drugs. So these all came under Drug Cosmetic 1945. These rules also included making the drugs into different schedules. So scheduled drugs, they categorize the drugs into different schedules. Like Schedule C is mainly the sera line Schedule H drugs are to be given only when there is a prescription. So these are the group of drugs which are only has to be given only in presence of prescription drugs. So these have been included in the Drug and Cosmetic Rule 1945. Then the Pharmacy Act 1948. The object of this act to allow only registered pharmacists to compound, prepare, and mix or dispense any medicine or the prescription of medical practitioner. This doesn't apply to dispensing of doctor for his own patients, but it is mainly applicable to pharmacists who are to be registered, who are registered pharmacists who can prepare or dispense the medicine. Then Drugs and Magical Remedies Objectionable Advertisement Act 1954, which main objective is to ban advertisements which offend the decency or morality and to prevent self-medications and treatments which causes harm effects. So this main purpose of this act is to prevent companies to sell their drugs which may become poisonous in large doses and to ban advertisements or to prevent self medications. For advertisers mainly advertisements like for drugs causing abortions, for conceptions, for sexual potencies, menstrual disorders, venous disorders are mainly completely prohibited. We should not advertise anywhere. Next is Medicine and Toilet Preparation Act 1956. It provides for levy of the collection of duties of excise on medicine and toilet preparations containing alcohol and narcotic drugs. Next is the Narcotic Drugs and Psychotropic Substance Act 1948, 1985. So this is a act, the NDPS Act, mainly for drug substances, psychotropic stuffs and narcotic drugs, mainly for those purposes. This act was passed. This act repeals three acts, that is OPM Act 1857, OPM Act 1878, and Dangerous Drug Act 1930. So this act replaced these three acts and came into force in 1985. There is Narcotic Drugs and Psychotropic Substance Act 1985. The act consolidates and amends the existing laws related to narcotic drugs, strengthens the existing law relating to narcotic drugs. So it not only increases the power of the laws, but also its existing law, it strengthens the existing law mainly for related to narcotic drugs. Under this act, a psychotropic drug is one that alters the mental function by its action. So any drug which alters mental function of a person is considered as psychotropic drugs. A narcotic drug means anything which is obtained from coca leaf. It is mainly cocaine, cannabis. So from cannabis, there are different preparations like ganja, charas, all these things. From opium, mainly there are different preparations, include morphine, those preparations, medicine preparation also present. Then poppy straw, all included as manufactured drugs are considered as narcotic drugs. Then psychotropic substance means any substances, natural or synthetic, or any natural material, or any sort of preparation of such substance or material included in this list of psychotropic substances specified in Schedule up to the Act. So NDPS Act specifically mentions these psychotropic substances which may be obtained naturally as well as prepared synthetically, which may be sort of a preparation or as may apply there only. So this schedule lists about 77 types of psychotropic substances like LSD-related lysergic acid, amphetamine, tranquilizers, barbiturates, benzodiazepines, methaqualone, ketamine, psilocybin, salicylene, mescaline, etc. So there are 77 types of psychotropic substances as included in the NDPS Act. Next comes the prevention of illicit traffic in NDPS, that is Narcotic Drugs and Psychotropic Substance Act. So under NPS Act defines the psychotropic drugs, then narcotic drugs and psychotropic substances. And this act prevents the trafficking of those substances. So if a person produces, possesses, transports, imports, exports, sells or purchases or uses any narcotic drugs, psychotropic substances, he shall be punished with imprisonment. So any person should not possess the drugs, should not transport this, import it, export it, sell, should not be done. It all should be done by any who have been registered under this act for manufacturing, transport, uh, and importing and selling. Only those registered shops can deal with these substances, and growing of this psychotropic drugs is also prohibited under this act. The punishment includes about from 6 months, ranging from 6 months to 20 years of imprisonment, with fines which may be from ranging from 10,000 rupees to 3 lakh fine. It may be present. and even death sentence is issued for who are repeat offenders in this under this act. So now coming to medical aspects of poisons. So there are different BNS sections as Badena, Sanita have defined different sections for mainly dealing with the poisons or poisons related things. Section from 272 to 280 mainly deals with adulterated foods and drugs. So how the adulterated food should not be avoided and any related to drugs it mainly defines. Accurate definition of poisons is not necessary in case of law. The law does not make any difference between murder by means of poisons and murder by other means. So if a person has died because of any reason, it may be because of normally by person killed by some weapon or by poison. It doesn't differentiate. If a person has died because of any reason, it is considered as murder only. Deliberate administration of poison proves that the intention of accused to cause death. Hence, it is considered to be murder only. Section 286 BNS mainly deals with negligent conduct with respect to poison substance. So, if a person has possessed some poison substances and if he does negligent conduct with that, this there is a law for that. So, under this law, it defines that whoever does with any poison substances any act in a manner so rash or negligent has to endanger human life. So, any person because of his negligent act endangers human life because of poison substance he possesses are likely to cause hurt or injury to any person knowingly or negligently omits to take sufficient care to guard against probable danger to human life shall be punished with imprisonment up to 6 months or with fine or both. So, if a person like a shop owner has a drug which he knows that it is harmful, and even though he knows that it is harmful, he doesn't contains the drug in a specific manner, like mentioning that it is danger or it may there, and the person who is working there and get exposed to the drug and caused harm, then this law is applicable to that because the shop owner, even though he knows that the drug causes ill effect, he is negligently kept the drug openly so that any person could get access to that, leading to harm to that person. So that is punishable up to 6 months to with fine or both. Section 123 of BNS deals with whoever administers to or cause to be taken by any person any poison or any stupefying, intoxicating or unwholesome drug or other things with intention to cause hurt to such persons with intent to commit or to facilitate the commission of an offense shall be punished with imprisonment up to 10 years and also fine. So if a person deliberately administers any poison substances like poisons or stupefying or intoxicating substances or any wholesome drugs which causes hurt or can cause or commit make the person to intend to commit or facilitate commission of the offense is punishable up to 10 years and fine. Section 276 of BNS mainly deals for adulteration of drugs, which is punishable up to imprisonment to 1 year fine. So adulteration means in the sense the normal food is mixed with some other substances which are not the food, like mixing of mustard seeds with gymnastics or mixing the castor oil with other castor oil into the food oil, uh, vegetable oils. So those are adulterated foods. In this case, it is punishable up to 1 year. Administering poison to a person with criminal intent by itself is a criminal offense, whether actual hurt is caused or not. So if a person just administers poisons, even if it causes harm or not, is considered as a intention of causing criminal act of offense and is punishable by law. Why we have to study the poisons toxicology means according to WHO, the 3 million acute poisoning cases are occur with 2,20,000 deaths occurs naturally annually. There are more than 4,000 species of medicinal plants growing as herbs, shrubs, and trees in India, many of which are poisonous when administered in large doses. So many of the plants which are grown naturally or in the gardens, many of them are poisonous. Hence, that it is very important that toxicology has to be studied. Many cases of suicide and homicide cases of poison are very common in India, as poisons can be easily obtained and many poisonous plants grow widely in India. Many poisonous things are obtained in the household itself, and like fertilizers or household cleaning instruments can be easily extracted. Some certain plaques, Datura, oleanders, aconite, naxomic are easily available, and suicide and homicide cases are very frequent in India. Other than normal toxicology, there is also occupational and environmental toxicology. So occupational toxicology mainly deals with chemicals found in the place of work. So any person who is working in a factory may get exposed to certain chemicals like may lead to certain long-term diseases like plumbism in case of lead. There may be asbestosis, silicosis, respiratory diseases may also be present. Person working in the industries may expose to various agents during synthesis, manufacturing, and packaging of the substances, which leads to occupational poisoning. They lead to different forms of disease like asbestosis, silicosis. These all are included in the Workmen Compensation Act, which defines whether the person has, because of poison substance, he gets harmed, then it can be he has to get compensated for that. Then there is environmental toxicology, which is deals with potential harmful impact of chemical present as pollutants as to living in environment to living organisms. Under this, there are more than 60,000 chemicals which are commonly used, said to be common to cause this type of environmental toxins. The main cause of pollutions are the production and use of industrial chemicals, increased use of insecticides, which causes the harmful effect in the pollutants, harmful effect on the nature. And there is ecotoxicology. It is concerned with toxic effects of chemicals and physical agents on living organisms, especially in population and communities within defined ecosystems. So any type of poison which kills the ecosystem of a population of animals or birds, which is given in ecotoxicology. It includes transfer pathways of those agents and their interaction with environment. So any poison substance which is released into the water may infect the fishes may be taken from animals to a plant and humans. So this is a form of ecotoxicology which is deals with this kind of things. Then there is also to prevent poisoning. There is poison information centers have been opened in many places in India. The first there is National Poison Information Centers established in AIMS in New Delhi, which uses computer software called Intox compiled by the WHO. Then there is National Institute of Occupational Health at Ahmedabad. Then regional centers located in Chennai and Cochin, is called the Poison Index. These centers provide toxicology assessment, treatment recommendations over telephone throughout the day for all kinds of poisons. So these have the list of poisons among them, and with the click of a button, they know which type of which poison based on signs symptoms they can guess the poisoning, and they suggest what type of treatment should be given to the type of poisons. Coming to prevention of any kind in case of poisoning. Education is a major component of any poison prevention program. All drugs and toxic substances should be kept in locked cabinets, which should not be accessible to children. All household poisons must be kept separate from food, should not be present near the food. All products, pesticides, medicines should be kept in their original containers without mixing anything other than that. Key caps and tops on the bottles should be properly closed to any toxic substances. Do not keep household cleaners on the floor, under the kitchen sink, or in low cupboards that a child which can easily open in those things should not be kept. The label should be read before using any type of drugs so that the harmful effect of should be prevented. The dosage of the drugs or dosage should be avoided. No drugs should be given or taken in the dark. All drugs should be taken so that they do not. The person who is not prescribed that drug should not take those drugs. All drugs, whether expired or otherwise, should be disposed in a safe manner. Drugs in child-proof packages only should be purchased. Children should be taught not to be eat plants or berries, which is commonest cause of poisoning in case of children. Wherever cooking gas is used, adequate ventilation should be provided, mainly in case of carbon monoxide poisoning, where because of poor ventilation, carbon monoxide get accumulated in the places where gases where the cooking is prepared. To prevent that, proper ventilation should be provided. In persons showing suicide tendencies, special care should be taken so that they do not commit suicides. In chemical factories, air pollution should be prevented to prevent environmental toxicology. The workers in all factories should be properly educated. Safety equipments and provided should be provided so that they go. Proper masks should be provided. Proper hand gloves should be provided so that they will not get exposed to long-term effects of products produced in the factories. These are my references. Thank you.